Hello grade 5. This week we're looking at solving problems with missing angles in triangles and quadrilaterals. Could be regular quadrilaterals or irregular quadrilaterals. So we have to use the clues. So in a triangle we need to know how many degrees are inside it. So internal, which means inside. The degrees inside will always add up to 180. The internal angles, or internal degrees I should say, on a quadrilateral is always going to add up to 360, just like a circle. So triangles 180, quadrilaterals means four-sided shape, so always adds up to 360 degrees. Here in this triangle we have 40 degrees. We know angle A is 40 degrees. If I look at angle D, we know angle D with this little square here means it's a right angle. So right angle always adds up to 90 degrees. So it doesn't have to be 90 here. You know that little square represents 90 degrees. So we have to work out what P is. So work out what P, we need to know inside is 180 degrees. So we add 40 plus 90. 40 plus 90 gives us 130 degrees. We know the internal angles of the triangle is 180. So we minus what we now know. 40 plus 90 is 130. And 0 minus 0 leaves 0. 8 minus 3 leaves 5. 1 minus 1 leaves 0. So my answer is 50. And we always put the degree symbol up there. Otherwise we don't know what we're talking about. It's 50 degrees, so angle P is 50 degrees. And if you wanted to double check, you can obviously do the inverse operation. 130 plus 50, 0 plus 0, 3 plus 5, 1 plus nothing, 1. 180 degrees. So it must be correct. Come up to this one here. Clearly, same situation, we need to add up what we can see and then minus from the internal degrees is 180. 180 minus, plus these two numbers together, which will give you 130. 180 minus 130 gives us M, which is, yeah, you know the answer. If I give you this, doesn't matter which way this line goes. It could go any way. It could go this way, doesn't matter. Angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So if I did this, this is 180 degrees. And on the other side of the straight line would also be 180 degrees, because how many degrees are in a whole circle? 360. So with that in mind, if I happen to do this, I've got one straight line. If I put another line, it could be anywhere here. Doesn't matter where it is. I can put it here. It intersects at this point here. It's where they actually cross, but like an intersection with cars. So this little here is the point of intersection. That's the point where they cross each other, intersect. Now I can move that around anywhere. You're still going to have basically 360 degrees around that point. It's always going to be. So let's just pretend this line here, if I moved it to here, it's still going to have 360 degrees. And the reason I'm telling you this, if I put this here, this angle here, let's make this one 60 degrees. And remember, angles on a straight line add up to 180. So if I just put this ruler here, forget this blue line going through it, through intersecting it. If we come back to the stage here, this one here is saying 60 degrees. it's almost like this angle here is 60 degrees. So I want to know what this angle would be. Remember, angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. We know this angle is 60 degrees. So if we minus that, 8 minus 6, this means this angle here, and obviously it'll be labelled, would be 120 degrees. 120 plus 60, if I do the inverse operation, would add up to 180. Let's rub that one back out again. This is 60 degrees. Vertically opposite angles are equal. Vertically opposite. So if this one's 60 degrees, this one will be 60 degrees as well. And again, 60 plus 60 is 120. We know angles in a whole circle will be 360. So another way you could have solved this one, if you got in what angles on a straight line add up to. We know this is going to be 120 because we've just done it, but just to prove it another way. Okay, vertically, if there's only one angle showing, and there's two lines that have intersected, 60 degrees. I know this one must be equal because vertically opposite angles are equal. This angle will be equal to this one. But at the moment, we're not sure what it is, even though we do. 60 plus 60 is 120. So let's say this angle A, B, C, D. Angle A is equal to C. Angle B is equal to D. To work out B and D, we do 360 minus what we know, 120. 0 minus 0 is 0. 6 minus 2 is 4. 3 minus 1 is 2. Remember, vertically opposite angles are equal. So angle B is equal to D. So there's two angles that we don't know. So we get the 240, and we divide that by how many angles? 2. They're equal. So 240 divided by 2. I might not know that, so if I cover up the 0, 24 divided by 2 I know is 12. So 240 divided by 2 must be 120. 120 plus 120 is 240. 60 plus 60 is 120. If I add 120 plus 240, it should give me 360 degrees. So vertically opposite angles are equal, always equal. So if this one here, this one was 25 degrees, this one will be 25 degrees. If this one was 40 degrees, this one would be 40 degrees. So let's pretend that one was 40 degrees. Angles on a straight line add up to 180. So 180 minus 40 would be 140. Which means this angle here would be 140 degrees, and this angle here would be 40 degrees. Okay, it's something to work on, but that's the way you can do it. There's different ways you can solve these problems.